All right. Hello. 2 years in the making. Kitsume's return, and we're starting with the stupidest shit you can imagine. Oh, pick that up, future me. Basically, I found this Elden Ring boss tier list where it's ranking them all as how they'd be as a college roommate, and so that's what I'm gonna do here. And just sort of the basic idea, like it says here, they're all friendly and they're not trying to kill me. So think of it like that. And for added fun, I'm not going to take into consideration their size, just what I think of them. So let's uh let's get started with this. For the first one, the Regal Ancestor Spirit. I already don't like this boss, and here's my thought process. This guy, like, he's dead. He's a zombie. He's a zombie deer. So he's probably gonna shit everywhere. He's probably gonna smell awful. I can't imagine he's gonna be very focused in on his studies or really want to do anything. Plus he spits his like ancestral spirit splooge all over the arena. So it's like, you know, he's just gonna make a mess. I doubt he's not gonna be very talkative and he's gonna smell awful. F tier roommate, Regal Ancestor Spirit, blows. Estelle, Natural Born in the Void. I mean, I feel like he's the kind of person he minds his business. He's not up in dealing like up messing with your shit, but he is also fucking terrifying, horribly ugly. Um, I'd imagine eating food with him would be pretty bad to have to witness. Little fucking mandibles chomping down on shit. Um, Plus, I don't know. I mean, he just kind of minds his biz. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't do anything really at all. I feel like he's kind of a chill guy. You know, came from space, literally. Feel like he'd go to space every night. You know what I'm saying? But I'd say he'd be an alright roommate. I feel like I wouldn't mind him too bad. Commander Nile. I I feel like you could fuck with Commander Nile pretty hard. Like, let's be for real. Sure, the dude's like 80, got a prosthetic limb, and shit like that. But like, dude, old people could be hella homies. You know what I mean? Plus, on top of that, he's always bringing his boys around. He's always got his two men with him. So I feel like parties are always going to be lit because you always got guaranteed Nile and his homies. Now, granted, if his homies are like if they suck and they're douches, then yeah, you're kind of screwed because they are quite literally like always with him. They are ride or dies, quite literally. But like, I mean, I could just imagine it. Plus, he's got his fucking uh the staff thing he has with the commander's standard. That shit hypes everyone up. So I feel like he'd be a pretty damn good roommate. Yeah, honestly, I can't really think anything too bad of him. Honestly, he's an S tier roommate. I feel like he could be an S tier roommate. Alright, Dragonkin Soldier. This is kind of like in the same vein of like Estelle or Regal Ancestor Spirit, where it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't really got a read on this guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's dead, quite similar to Regal Ancestor Spirit, so he probably wouldn't smell great, but he doesn't splooge everywhere, which I can appreciate. He really is like I feel like he is textbook definition, minds his biz. He does himself, I do me, and we don't worry about each other. I feel like he'd be very focused in on his studies and wouldn't really make an effort to be homies. So I'm gonna put him in D because he's not quite as bad as Regal Ancestor Spirit, but he's not chill like Estelle. You know what I mean? Dragon Lord Placidusax, or Placidusax, or Flaccid Dude Sex. I don't care. That's tough because So he's old. He is old. So like he's probably not gonna have a great time with like adjusting to modern courses. Like, I mean, if he's got an online course, I guarantee you in the dorm he's gonna be like asking you, how do I open Google? I'm looking for Google. Where's that one? It's like I feel like you're gonna get a lot of that with Dragon Lord. On top of that, dragons are super prideful. So I feel like if you even like make a playful jab at him, he's gonna take it to heart and he's gonna get mad at you, you know? On top of that, he's gravely injured, from five heads to two. So, I mean, he's probably not in the best health right now. I'm sure he'd bring it up constantly if you ever got into an argument about something, like if he didn't pay the rent because, you know, it's his dragon lair and he doesn't need to pay for it. It's like I feel like if you bring that up, he's gonna get like, "Oh well, it's so hard missing my other three heads" or some shit like that. Plus, I feel like the second you get into an argument and you are most definitely in the right, and he knows that, he'll just teleport away, because he could just do that. He'd just teleport away and avoid the problem. Yeah, man, Dragon Lord, F tier roommate. He would suck to have as a roommate. I guarantee it. Uh, Elmer of the Briar. Uh, I don't know. He's like, well, he does kind of simp for Melania, which I feel like would mean, oh, he probably would not be. You would not want to leave the house with him. Like you go to one party, he finds one like lady there that he likes and he's into, and it's over from there. He's cooked, you know. Like there's no coming back. He's about to embarrass himself in the worst way possible. That's kind of what I see in Elmer. On top of that, his entire armor is made of thorns. Has thorns all around it. So if you like go for like a hug or like a fist bump, you're gonna get like cut up. And I don't know about y'all, but that's not great for me. I feel like if I want to give my homie a hug, I should be able to give my homie a hug. But besides that, he's chill. Like similar to Estelle, he kind of minds his biz. He's not really dissing nobody. On top of that, he's got like those telekinetic powers like with his sword. So imagine you like you guys are on the couch and you left your drink in the kitchen and it's like, "Oh, damn. I'm not trying to get up and grab it." And he just whips that shit around and bam, he grabbed your drink for you. That's kind of some cool shit. So so for that, I'm gonna give him B. I feel like he'd be a pretty solid roommate. Be a little awkward to go out with, but besides that, I feel like he'd respect his shit. Fire giant. Okay, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. But as far as being a roommate, I don't know. I mean, he's just he's clunky, you know, and he's just like I mean, America did some pretty bad shit to him and his people. So I'm sure he's got a lot of suppressed trauma that he's not, that he's constantly thinking about. And I feel like he's the kind of guy to not talk about it, but kind of let it all out one night, sip the bottle too much. And it's just this torrent of just trauma and this wave of sadness and anger that he's letting out all at once. And it's just like, but I can't really hold that against him. Uh, I don't know. He's like the most uh roommate I could think of. Cause it's just like he just kind of chills. And I've said that for so many of these like bosses, like especially around here. But it's like, what does he do? I mean, just I don't know. I also feel like he's just like he's down to loaf, you know. I don't really have much to say about him, I'm not gonna lie. Moving on. Gold free. Uh Considering he's a projection made by Morgott, it would kind of depend on how Morgott would be. Which okay. So it's like I don't know. I feel like Goldfree is this is Morgott's envision of the perfect Elden Lord. So he's gonna be like stick to the rules to a T. You know, no alcohol in the dorms, no parties in the dorms. He doesn't party. He doesn't drink. Doesn't smoke, which I got a problem with. Um, but like, I feel like he would get on your ass. I feel like he's gonna be the kind of person where you're like, oh damn, bro, like I've got this 5-page essay due by the end of the night. God, my professor's such a dick for that. And I guarantee you, Goldfrey would be the kind of person to be like, well, I'm sure he allotted you plenty of time to do it, so it's really your fault for not doing it sooner. And it's like, dude, dog, that is not what I'm trying to hear right now. I'm just angry at the professor. Just say, damn, that sucks, bro. So like, he's just like, I feel like he'd just be like a fucking like a nerd, bro. Like he's super he'd just be super anal about the rules. I feel like he'd be an ass roommate. I'm gonna be for real. Not quite as bad as these two, but definitely a bad roommate. Yeah, yeah, okay. Godskin duo. Nah, nah, bro. You know, here, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll rank the Godskin Noble and then the Godskin duo. Okay, Godskin Noble, fat motherfucker. This guy will do nothing but eat. I guarantee you. Look at Mr. Tubby over here. Fucking tub of lard head ass. Like, come on, bro. My 600-pound head, like, life head ass. Let's be so for real. This fat bastard is not doing nothing. He does not care about school. He does not care about partying. All he wants to do is chill and eat. And like, he is not the kind of person to clean up his mess. I will die on that hill right now. I just made that hill and I'm dying on it. This guy makes the mess and just does nothing. Like he'll make himself like this 12-course meal, eat him all by himself, and then leave the dishes for somebody else to do, and then leave like the dorm to go like hang out with the apostle or some shit like that. Like I feel like he'd be like he is just brings nothing to the table, fat bastard type fucking roommate. So he's worse than the deer. He's worse than the dead deer. And then the duo, bro. So all the shit I just said about the noble, that applies to noble. But then you got his homie the apostle skinny penis over here. There's like he gives me the vibe of like a lackey. Like in high like I don't like if you're in high school and like there's the really popular guys and then they have their like underclassmen underlings that follow them like it's a fucking sitcom where it's like, oh yeah, nice one, dude. It's like that's what the apostle is. That's what I see. He never grew out of that. He's like attached. Him and Noble are like this. They're locked together, bro, and that is not good because because God forbid both of them are chilling. Noble is being a fat fuck eating, and they're watching fucking Queen's Gambit or something, and you're like, yo, dog, could you clean up your dishes? Stop making such a mess, you fat bastard. Noble's gonna be like, oh fuck you, and then Apostle will be like he's the kind of person that would be like, ah, oh, would you say, bro? Nah, Noble's totally fine. You're the one that's tripping, dog. Like that's the Apostle. He's a meat writer. That's what he is. He's a meat writer. He meat writes Noble. I guarantee it. These awful roommates. Horalu, such a change because such a goat. Okay, this is not Goldfree, okay? This is not perfect Elden Lord, right? This is Horalu, warrior, okay? This is a dog. I feel like Horalu is the kind of guy who I feel like he's a party animal. And I feel like that definitely could be a hindrance because I feel like he probably isn't super focused in on his like schooling and whatnot, but he would be such a vibe to hang out with. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Horalu is a dog, absolute homie. Okay, like he's just chill as fuck. Plus, he's like the only member, like boss that respects you. You know, so he's just like I feel like I'd just be absolute. He's an S tier roommate. He's better than Niall. This guy is just like he is like a ride or die. You and him will be homies like that. You know what I mean? Who the fuck? Who invited Leon Misbegotten? Who is this chump? It's like I don't know, man. He's kind of here, sort of similar to like fuck. Who was it? Oh, Fire Giant, where it's like a lot of his people are sort of downtrodden and hated against, which that sucks, man. I feel for you there, but like what like genuinely what is there to him? Like with some of the other bosses, adjust this real quick. Like you've got things that I can like see in them. I see nothing in him. So I guess I put him C. I guess C because he's very inexcusable. Like he's inoffensive. You know what I mean? Like he isn't doing anything wrong. So okay, who the fuck is that? Fortnite sex? Yes, yes. Okay, it is. Fortisax is like I feel like he's sort of similar to Dragon Lord, but he wasn't the Lord, so I feel like he wouldn't be as prideful as him and be get super butthurt. And he also isn't as ancient, I don't think. Don't quote me. As Dragon Lord, at least he wouldn't feel as old. You know, not asking how to fucking open Google or that kind of shit. Plus, he did like he was a ride or die for Godwin. You know, like when Godwin died, he was in there trying to save him, and I can respect the shit out of that. Wait, I'm low key internally hating on him because I hate his boss fight. But like I'm thinking about it, he's a ride or die, you know, like he's absolute homie. Like I feel like he'd be a good roommate. I feel like he'd focus on his work. He'd be locked in. I don't really see him partying too much. He's not very I wouldn't say he's a social butterfly, but I feel like he's open to going out. And like I feel like he'd take responsibility if he made a mess in the kitchen, didn't clean it up, and you're like, hey dude, not cool. I feel like he kinda like would have a little bit of pushback, but at the end of the day would be like, you know what? That's my bad, dude. That's my bad. He's a good roommate. Fortis X is a good roommate. I was getting ready to hate on him, but he's kind of a dog. Bless me. Thank you. Anyway, Loretta. So we got a horse girl on our hands. Uh, I mean, there's nothing real bad with that, I guess. I mean, I feel like the horse could get a little annoying. Like, I guarantee you, she brings that shit everywhere. You know, kind of chilling in the dorm, and you look to your right, and there's just a giant fucking horse there. I could see how that could be a little annoying. But I feel like besides that, she's chill. Kind of a bookworm, I imagine. Sort of a pencil pusher. Um, but I got respect for that. She's locked in on school. I feel like she'd be cool with you. But you wouldn't be tight like that. You know what I mean? Like she's chill, does her own stuff. You guys hang out once in a while. You know, play Mario Kart in the dorm. Maybe invite some of the homies over. I feel like she's fair. Like, uh, nah, the telekinesis power is way too cool. I feel like B tier fits for her. I think she'd just be a very solid roommate. Nothing like sure the horse could be annoying, but she's a respectable student, so I can dig that. Magma Worm Makar, he's just like a shitty dragon. So that gives him points ahead of Placidusax because um he's probably not going to be as like super prideful or unk as he is. But he's also not a ride or die like Fortisax, right? He's just kind of here. there's just not much to him. He's not really anything. So I feel like, and like that's more than like Leon Misbegotten, because at least Leon Misbegotten would be like he's like your everyday student. This is just like he's like a husk of a man. He's just kind of here, you know. So it's whatever. Malekith. Ah, that's a little tough, but I feel like Malekith would be a pretty cool roommate. I mean, he is quite literally a dog, so he's your dog. I feel like you would like. I feel like you guys move in. You're a little awkward at first, but then you guys warm up to each other and you guys become friends. You know, I feel like he'd be a very protective person. So I feel like that could, depending on the kind of person you are, could get annoying. So like, I feel like if you're like, oh man, like, hey, me and my buddies, we're gonna go, like, we're gonna smoke weed. You want to come with? He'd probably be like, I feel like he's the kind of person to be like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not good for you. Which like that could get annoying, but that's only if you partake in such activities. Um, so I feel like he wouldn't really party that much. At least like party parties. Um, because he just wouldn't. I don't think he'd vibe with the crowd. But I feel like he'd totally be down to like go on like a night on the town. You and some of your other homies. Maybe you bring Horaloo and Niall. Y'all have a real fucking party just amongst yourselves. I feel like he'd be down for that. I feel like he'd be cool with that. The only issue is he is like crazy loyal to America. Like like crazy. So I feel like if America pulls up and like starts some shit, like she could like go into the dorm, break a vase, and you'd be like, America, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? Malekith, Malekith would be there like immediately to America's side, but that's a super what if scenario. So I feel like Malekith is an A tier roommate. I probably put Fortisax above because Fortisax is he's a ride or die. So I don't know if Malekith is quite ride or die, but he's still a homie, and I respect that. So I'm down for that. Morgott, uh, see that's tough because the whole issue with Goldfree is that kind of reflected on Morgott, where I feel like Morgott would be a very by the books, bookworm sort of narc-ish person, which again that does sort of it depends on the kind of person you are, whether you party a lot. Honestly, Loki, I feel like he's the kind of person that would go to a party and immediately just start being like, all right, people, no more alcohol, no more smoking, everyone get out. Like he tried to pull that shit. I feel like I see Morgott doing that. Like I just like, and it sucks because I'd love to be homies with Morgott. I feel like there's potential with him, you know, and plus he's like the Misbegottens, where it's like his people have been shunned for so long, that kind of shit, and it's like I feel bad for you, bro. Like I really would like to be his homie, but he's just kind of like he's just a narc, man, and he's just kind of like I feel like he's a buzzkill. So I feel like he'd be a shit roommate. Like he would just not be he'd not be fun to be around. Yeah, yeah, these two are basically like one and the same. Mimic tier. Mimic tier is just you. So this depends on how you feel about yourself, which unpack that on your own time. But dude, I'd love to hang around me. Like if I could just sit there and we could just play like fucking Sparking Zero and fucking eat burgers and shit, watch like Gurren Lagann or something, I'm so down for that. Like S tier roommate. That's just me. Like my brother is just another me, except he is literally me. So he's an S tier roommate. This is sewer Moog. So this is not real Moog, and he doesn't really do anything. And I still don't know whether or not this is Moog's. uh Moog's projection of himself, or if it's Margaret Morgoth's projection of Moog. If it's Moog's projection, then I don't see an issue with him. He just kind of sits in the sewers and literally doesn't do anything. Okay, I'll make the call now. I'm gonna this is gonna be under the assumption that this is uh Morgoth's, projection of him. So you know where this is going. Okay. If this is Morgoth's projection, then I'm sorry. I'm gonna put him above Goldfree and Morgoth himself because it's not quite Goldfree levels of first Elden Lord, prime and proper type shit. Well, now that I think about D, we go D tier because I feel like he'd still have the bit of Morgoth and like the hey you guys shouldn't do it, but he wouldn't be super hard on it because I feel like Moog himself isn't like that. So Morgoth is kind of trying to not make it seem like it's him. Yeah, yeah, a little complicated, but D tier. That's what I'm feeling for him. Radagon. Fuck. This is tough, and I'm considering this Radagon not. Actually, no. Never mind. This is Radagon and Marika. That's tough. Okay, because I feel like I could vibe with Radagon. Like, I feel like he's the kind of person where he's similar to Morgoth in the fact that he's kind of like sort of sticking to the books, doing shit right, believing in like doing the right like good stuff. Not saying that's bad, but like similar to Morgoth in the sense of he likes by the book stuff, doesn't really vibe with like other shit. Um, but I feel like he's not the kind of person to like get on you about that. So if he's like if you're already at the dorm, you've got a 6 pack of fucking Modelo's and you're just dropping them one by one, and he comes home to that, I feel like he's just the kind of roommate to like look at that and be like, "All right, man," and then he just goes and does his own thing for the night. I feel like he'd be pretty cool though, very responsible. Um, so he would probably get on you, harp on you if like you're running like if you didn't do the dishes, if you didn't clean up behind like you know, clean up what's the term? Basically clean up for yourself. But like that could get annoying, but also take care of your shit, man. That is on you. Um so if it was just Radagon, I'd probably throw him maybe A tier. I feel like I would kind of dig having a Radagon around. But Marika is also here. And Marika is a grade A bitch. Like, I'm not about to beat her on the bush. She sucks. Marika sucks. She's horrible. I'm not, I do not mess with Marika. I do not like Marika. All my homies hate Marika. Okay? She's like, Marika is the reason everything goes wrong. Okay? So fuck Marika. She sucks. If it was just Radagon, A tier. But if Marika comes out, B tier. Maybe even C tier. Maybe even D tier. But I'm gonna put them at top of B. He should be an A, but he's gonna be top of B because I feel like Radagon would be cool to hang out with, but Marika is a bitch. Red Wolf of Radagon. Um, this is like the dog of a divorce. I don't think that's really a term I can use that makes any sense. But he is quite literally just a dog. So it's literally just having a dog. That's kind of awesome. I dig that. Now he isn't gonna be like Malekith where he's like your dog and your homies. He is a literal dog. You know, there's nothing more I can say about that. He is a literal dog. So, but wait a minute. This bitch is trying to sneak in twice. Man, fuck out of here. Put you over here, but same shit, bro. Ugh. Renala. This is tough. Okay. Because here's the way I see it. Renala is a middle-aged single mother gripping with a horrible, horrible divorce, right? So that is just a lot of issues all at once. And you see it in her boss fight. She is not okay at all. She's like she's bad, okay? And I feel like that would reflect a lot in her being a roommate. Wow. In her being a roommate because like she would not do her work. She would not. I just don't think she would do anything. She'd just be too busy like sulking in her room, clutching the egg Radagon gave her, you know? And it's like that's just a sad sight, man. I feel for you, you know. But man, that sucks. And that would just be like that would just be kind of sad to have to live around. But there is a perk to this. And it's not a I guess a morally good perk considering that she's a divorced mother going through hard shit, but her kids would probably drop by, and that means Ronnie would probably drop by. So I oh, fuck, damn it! Only for the fact that Ronnie could drop by, she's top of C tier. Moving on. This is Ghost Loretta. This is like this is Loretta, but just not her. This is not actually her. So it's just her but less. So she gets a whole tier down. I'm not elaborating on that. Godric. This dude's an asshole. I can guarantee you that. He's like, he's the kind of person where he's probably even more prideful than. Okay, no, he's not. He's like, he's all bark, no bite. He'll talk hella shit. Like I guarantee you, like if you do anything that he thinks is lame, he'll immediately call you out on that. And then like the second you try to press him about something, he immediately gets butthurt. That's who Godric is. Right there. He dishes but cannot take. And then like if you like really try to press him, you know, like like he's really pissing you off, he'll fold immediately. He will fold. He's rage bait incarnate. That's what I'm thinking of. Godric is he is L rage bait. And on top of that, he's just fucking gross. He's all grafted, all the fucking arms. I do not fuck with that. He makes messes. He doesn't clean, and then you like, you have to like push him around, which I wouldn't want to do. Like that'd just be annoying to have to deal with. And like on top of that, he's always going on about how he's a part of the golden lineage, and how he's entitled to everything and shit. And like, bro, shut up. I do not give a shit that Godfrey is your very like extended fucking ancestor, bro. Okay, you are not him. You are not the best roommate on this list. Okay? He would be a shit roommate. Like like Loki even worse than Morgoth. Like okay, I think I'll put him here. He'd just be an asshole. He'd be so annoying to be around. Um Melania. Okay, this is tough because on one hand, Melania has Scarlet Rot, kind of contagious being around her, and she is loyal to a T to her brother. And Nicola's kind of an asshole. Fuck that guy. But I feel like besides that, Melania could totally be a cool person. It just sucks that she's got the Scarlet Rot. She's blind at this point. But like, I feel like she'd be such a vibe. Like she would so like she'd probably be like one of the chillest people you could meet. Be super cool with you. Y'all would have great talks, hang out, fucking play Mario Kart, that kind of shit. Like she could be all that, but the issue is that it's a could. If if she wasn't plagued with Scarlet Rot and didn't have her shitty brother, that she fawned over, she'd be a better roommate. But I think as it is now, like if we're talking like really realistically, she's an F tier roommate because you will get scarlet rot from being around her. And okay, I'm at yeah. She like here. And it sucks. I really don't want to put her here. But you will literally get scarlet rot from hanging around her. And that's basically cancer. So that's not great. All right, so now we got real Moog. So this is Moog, Lord of Blood. Uh Moog. Moog is tough. Is very tough. Cause I want to say Moog would be a cool person. Okay, so we got to think of it this two ways. Is this charmed Moog or is this uncharmed Moog? You know? And so if it's charmed Moog, L roommate. I can say that right now. All he talks about is his twink boyfriend, always trying to bring him over. Oh, you hear it in their fucking room. I don't want to hear that shit, Moog. I've got work in the morning. Okay, kind of a creepo, you know. So if it's charmed Moog, then we're thinking Moog Lester era Moog. But if it's uncharmed Moog, then I feel like he's cool. I feel like he'd be a homie. Like, you know, he I feel like he'd be responsible enough. He respects you, you know. Um he's I feel like he'd kind of be like a crypto bro almost, where he's like trying to get you in on it on his dynasty, where he's like, "We'll make it big. Join my dynasty and we'll never have to work a day in our lives." And it's kind of like, "Okay, dude, like that shit is going to fail." But I feel like he wouldn't be too annoying with it. So, in my heart, I'd love to give Moog maybe like a B tier above Loretta because I feel like he'd be a solid roommate. But the issue is that I knocked Radagon down points for being part America. I knocked Melania down points for literally being Rot incarnate. So I have to kick Moog down a lot for the potential of charmed Moog. Charmed Moog, miserable. Miserable. That would suck. Wait. Oh. Oh, this is Morgoth. This is Margaret. Man, fuck you, bro. Radon. It's like the same thing with Melania and Moog, where it's if this is no Scarlet Rot Radon, he is an S tier roommate, 1000%. Total gym bro, always striving, pushing you to be the best that you are, and he'd hang out all the time, be a fucking party animal. He would be goaded. He would rival Horalu if this was pre Scarlet Rot Radon. But this isn't pre Scarlet Rot Radon. This is Scarlet Rot Radon. So he's just a crazy fuck. He has no semblance of himself any longer. So it's like you're rooming with a tweaker. And that would suck ass. Like like right here. Like that would be horrible. Yeah, that would suck. Rykard. Okay, so Rykard, uh let's see. This is sort of the same thing, except there isn't really a past I can go off of. All I know is that this is sort of this is the blasphemous snake. Okay. He's always eating shit. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. He rivals Godskin Noble in fucking fat assery. Okay, he's always eating shit. He's this fat fucking bastard. Like I really wish I had more to say. I probably shouldn't because this is 40 minutes of recording. It's fucking stupid. But like it just sucks because like I I feel like No. Okay, no. I'm trying to hype him up because I like the boss fight. Rykard would suck. He is a snake. So he's always out to get you, always trying to fucking eat everything in the apartment, you included. He would suck. He would suck. Absolutely. He would blow. Alright, final one, the Valiant Gargoyles. So it is a two man. So that's an extra, man. But they're not Godskin Noble or Godskin Duo kind of duo. They're like they're like Commander Nile kind of duo, you know what I mean? Where they're brothers. All right, together from birth, grew up like homies, same block, and they are tight. And I feel like they'd be cool to hang around. They probably wouldn't be super focused in on their schoolwork. They'd probably like partying a lot. I could see that. I feel like they'd be pretty lazy around the dorm, but would get shit done if you like genuinely asked them to. The only downside is like that poison move. I feel like you'd probably like come home and they just like you see puke on the floor, and it's like, what the fuck, man? I'm not trying to clean that shit. And I feel like they'd recognize that. I kind of like the prospect of what Valiant Gargoyles could be. I feel like they could be good roommates. I feel like they'd be homies. They'd be dogs. You could hang out with them. Maybe a little throw up on the floor, but that never killed anyone. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. All right. Uh, yeah, I think that does the list for now. I think this is pretty fair. I mean, yeah, this is a fair list. I like this. All right. Well then, that's that. I think I'll call it here for now. I might I might split this up into two. Actually, fuck that. I hate editing. Yeah, fuck that noise. This is one video. Ooh, wow, that was bad. Hey, if you watched all 40, damn near 43 minutes of this video, props to you. I appreciate that for real. Thank you. Okay. Um, so yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I guess take it easy, Deuces.